Lions at the Chiefs. We got the spread 4.5. Total of 52. You got the money line here. Kansas City minus 205 in this one as a favorite at home. That's including the change of the fact that we won't potentially see Travis Kelce. It's all things are leaning towards.
He's officially questionable, Chris.
All things are leaning towards him not playing. But if you saw the X-ray in the Discord, he's definitely questionable.
About as questionable as Sky's takes.
It seems unnecessary.
Guys, this opened up at like 6.5, and the Chiefs have been favorites for a while. And by the way, Chairman, feel free to chime in here on who you think is going to win this game. But Lions, a lot of hype coming into the season. We have them as potential division favorites for something that we never really... We've seen the perpetual climb for the Detroit Lions, but here we are playing the champs at Kansas City. Once Kelce was injured this past week after I threw out my hot take, because I have that kind of power, this line dropped to 4.5, Scotty. And a lot of people, like, for me, from a betting standpoint, I'm like, the Chiefs are still, I feel, a better team, and I still could potentially see them covering 4.5, knowing that this, but I had this as one of my best bets of the week at 6.5. Does a tight end change that much with a spread of where it's gone? I don't think so. And I do think the Chiefs are still the better team here. However, I just stayed away from it as one of my best bets of the week. Scotty, you probably, I believe, still like your Chiefs in this one, regardless whether or not Kelce plays.
Yeah, and on the Kelce front, I think it's more likely than not. I think he's probably not going to play tomorrow. It happened yesterday. It's 2 days before the game. If this was even a week out, he's probably a go. He probably only misses this game. But I don't see a scenario. I mean, I'm not a doctor, Chris, but my guess is Kelce does not play tomorrow. And that's okay. That's okay. With that being said, listen, the Chiefs dominate week ones. All right. Pat Mahomes, let me break something down for you. In Pat Mahomes' career, Chris, if I can get to what I was about to say, I gotta find this. Pat Mahomes.
Say goodbye to your kneecaps.
Week one as a starting. What?
Say goodbye to your kneecaps.
All right, let's all calm down.
Thank you, Scott from TF2.
Everyone, first of all, the knee is structurally sound. Okay, there's no structural issues. Someone said something about Scotty. Keep close is like Scotty just tearing MCLs with his mind. No, I'm not.
No, that's Chris's job.
That's my job. Yeah.
Right. In 5 games, in week one of the NFL as a starter, Pat Mahomes averages just over 300 yards passing per game.
That escalated quickly.
He averages just under 4 touchdowns per game, and he has not thrown a pick in any of those 5 games, Chris. They put up 38, 44 points. Like, it doesn't matter. In week one, the Chiefs go. They just do. Now, obviously, they haven't had to not have it. I think Mahomes has had 2 games in his career without Kelce. They've gone 2-0 in those, but that's a small sample size, obviously. And one of those, I think, was against Denver. So does it really count?
It counts.
Not really. Only towards the running total, Chris. I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think the Lions. Listen, the last time the Chiefs played Jared Goff in primetime, we had the highest-scoring game on record, I think, or whatever that may have been, with the Rams on Monday Night Football, where he beat the Chiefs like 55-52 or whatever it was. Goff's going to be able to throw. I think Amon-Ra is going to have a big game. I think both teams are going to be able to score the ball. I mean, the Chiefs' defensive line right now is unfamiliar to what it was last year without Chris Jones. They lost one of their D tackles that went to New Orleans. Frank Clark obviously moved on. They signed Charles Omenihu in the offseason. He suspended the first 6 games. So like their defensive line's a problem right now. But honestly, I just really I don't even know where to go spread wise here. But KC minus 2.5, 205 to outright win on money line is wild to me.
It's juicy, but
Casey's gonna if you don't mind throwing a little extra coin out there in order to get OW, throw out 205 to win 100 on Casey to just win the game outright. I think the Chiefs will win. But there could be a backdoor thing with the Lions. The Lions are going to score in this game. I really do think they are. But
now,
even without Kelsey, the Chiefs are going to score in this game.
And I know
this is the best wide receiver core he's had in his career.
I'm all out of money.
That's me betting this season. No, and one of the reasons why I thank you, by the way, Doc, with the bits. Thank you, Riley, for the bits. All of you guys appreciate those sound bites. No, so one of the reasons why I had this as one of my best bets before this pick, and I just stayed off it. Andy Reid has won 8 straight season openers and 5 of the last 6 by 10 or more. Like, they're really, really good in season openers. Not only that, like they're at home. On top of that, I make this a home matchup. Like typically you give, 3 is typically the home, the home spread for just.
I think it's down to
2.5.
I think it's turned into 2
at
days.
max. Yeah, 2.5 at max. But
and it depends on the team.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Pep, Mr. Peppy,
Mr. Peppy,
Hey,
Mr. Pep 5e? 5i?
Welcome
It's supposed to be
in.
like an S.
Guys, who's
The
your
five represents
teams?
an S.
If you're new to the channel, who's your teams and where are you from? Throw it in the
Mr.
chat.
Pepsi. Oh.
Mr. Pepsi. Hey, who's your team and where are you from?
We also had a first time chatter earlier.
Yeah.
Start 2, Rasheed Rice, Deion Jackson, Jamal Williams, Alan Lazard, and Isaiah Hodgins.
Oh. How deep is the league you're in? Where you gotta
It's like
choose two
is
of
that
these guys?
Is that a 14 team league?
Is that a 20 team? I'm not trying to judge, but like, I mean, I'm pretty familiar as a Chiefs fan with Rashee Rice. I think he's
Jamal Williams.
First game, I don't know if he's going to contribute a lot. He's going to get some spot snaps maybe, but like a big role, I'd probably roll Jamal Williams and Lazard.
Williams and Lazard is my
lean.
Yeah, Williams and Lazard.
Kamara suspended.
Yeah, Kamara suspended, and then Lazard. You know that there's some familiarity with quarterback there, so I like that aspect of how he's going to perform potentially in a initial matchup based off of a week 1. So I would give that a shot.
Hi guys, is Dark a better athlete than Rodgers?
Yes.
At this moment, yes.
I would say yes.
Rodgers is old.
But I would also say that what defines an athlete. But if you're talking about strictly like running ability, yes. Dak isn't what he was in his first few years, but he's still better than Aaron.
Evil, thank you for the 100 bits and the question. Keep those questions coming for your fantasy leagues. We're going to get into fantasy focus here after the previews. So love the bits. Thank you for all the generosity. But yeah, no, I mean, Andy Reid is unbelievable in opening games. There's like a couple things, especially from an AFC West standpoint.
Are you not entertained?
I'm entertained. Thank you, Riley. We are all entertained by everything happening here. But there's a couple things early on in the season that are really, really good. That's the Chiefs at home in home openers under Andy Reid. And that's Broncos early on with the altitude and everything else. I'm going to get to that a little later. Scotty is on the other side. He disagrees.
Your stat is going to be wrong, even.
he disagrees, but Broncos are typically really good around this early time of the season.
At winning football games, maybe.
Cuban's hyping it up. That's all I got to say. I haven't heard Chairman talk about his Lions quite yet, though. Chairman, if you're still here, what do you think about... What do you think?
Chairman seemed a little too excited yesterday with the Kelsey news. He seemed a little too giddy to me. Little too like, let's get on and talk about it. I'm pumped.
What's up, PB? How we doing? Woohoo! How's everybody doing tonight? Happy football eve! Can't wait to what, dude? I'm so hyped with all of you guys in the chat, as hyped as you are. The fact that you guys are coming in here and you guys are as hyped as you are about as much as we are for tomorrow night, Scotty. By the way, am I joining you wherever you go for the for?
It's an undisclosed location, but yeah, you can join me, Chris.
I will find you. What's the Liam Neeson quote?
Yeah, I don't know who you are.
I don't know who you are.
I will find you.
And
I'm sure Riley will find a blurb on that.
Yeah, probably.
No, because she's leaving.
Good night, Riley. By the way, we'll post all these to YouTube, so make sure you guys join our YouTube, subscribe to the YouTube, and we'll make sure.
Location Sky's basement.
No, he knows it won't be my basement. I have 3 young children, so we haven't finished the basement yet because that's where they just go to make a madhouse of things. Actually, they do that everywhere else too, but you know.
They will find you. They will kill you.
Color Blast. Harbaugh didn't want the Broncos job for a reason.
I will find you. I will kill you.
Yeah.
There we go.
Which is different.
There it is.
Evil to hope. Maybe he misremembered it, but he's like, I will find you. And I
My
will
parting
give you
blurb.
soft
Good night,
kisses.
Riley. Thank you for the generosity and all the bits and all the blurps and all the sound effects you sent. Good luck to your Bills. We will catch you on Sunday night, and we'll see how things ended up.
Checking in on the Bills.
Checking in on them. So
they play Monday night, so I guess we're not checking in on the Bills.
we'll preview them a little bit. We'll preview them tonight too. All right, so there you go. Chiefs, Lions. I still got the Chiefs. I think they win this game. Do I think it's by 4.5? I don't know. Chiefs haven't really covered a lot of spreads in the last couple of years. So they win the games, though. That's all that matters. They win games, and this one's going to be an interesting one. So I can't wait, guys. Be a part of our Discord. We're going to be talking a lot about this in the Discord tomorrow evening. Next up. Oh, sorry, Riley, to keep you here. We're talking about Bills and Jets.
Ooh.
It's stuck here.
Are you leaving? You leaving now? You're not leaving a Magic Kingdom yet.
No, you're not leaving a Magic Kingdom until your boy.
I want to shower and go to bed.
Fuck, I want to. Too bad. We're talking about your Bills.
You said you had to take care of some things. Take care of some things showering and going to bed?
This is how we lure people back, Scotty. We lure them in. We're like, all right, football wives going to bed. Let's talk about the Bengals.
You don't need to shower.
What's the line? What's them out? They pull you back in.
Just reel you back in, Riley.
And then they pull me back in.
Some of us have to be up.
That was the worst Al Pacino ever. I apologize, guys.
Riley, if you have to be up at 6:30, I get it. But we're talking about your boys right now. So do with that information what you will.
Buffalo Billies.
This is going to be a fascinating matchup. And
Emotional damage.
Emotional damage. Yeah.
Thank you, Steven.
Thank you, Riley, for even more biddies. Great ass, Pacino.
Showering is for the homeless, Riley. That's true.
We got the Bills and the Jets here. Guys, hit that follow button if you haven't. Bills at the Jets. Bills are 2.5-point favorites on the road. Over under set at 46.5, so it's not going to be an overly high top scoring game here. I bought more bits just for this. Oh, here we go.
And bought a bit that only allows for all caps in the chat. So I don't know how that works, but that's what she must have done.
Well, Riley, you're going to be happy with my lean in this one, and that is the Buffalo Bills. And this was almost one of my best bets of the week. I was leaning towards it quite a bit, but the Jets held the Bills to 37 combined points in 2 games last year. But the first of those, Josh Allen suffered the elbow injury and saw his play drop off the rest of the year. He wasn't the same the rest of the year, after that elbow thing. So the Jets defense has gotten better, and it should make it a little bit more difficult for Allen. I'm a little concerned about the wide receiver issue with when you have a top wide receiver on a championship caliber team that is not happy, I feel like there's some issues there with maybe some Josh Allen and Stephon Diggs kind of
Why you bullying me?
issues. But
Oh boy.
I expect this to be a little bit low scoring. The Jets offense isn't likely to hit its stride in week 1 for me at least.
With Nathaniel Hackett at the helm.
With Nathaniel Hackett, as a Denver Broncos fan, I know exactly Nathaniel Hackett. By the way, he was so cringy in that entire the whole thing with HBO Hard Knocks and everything else. He was cringy, man.
Actually, it's Max. Couldn't resist. Sorry.
The likes of which we normally only see in New York. It's very ironic.
It's very ironic, right? Thank you, Kikos, for the bit.
Wow.
I expect this was one of my best bets, and I kind of got off it, but I still like the Bills to win this game. I had them at -2.5. I think this number should be around 4, but I stayed off it based off of the fact that it's a 3-point. The Jets could keep this close, so I'm not 100% sure this isn't maybe a closer game than I would expect. So for that reason, I do like the Bills in this one. Do they win this game? Yes. Do I think that's by a large margin? Probably not.
Yeah, I mean, this game's a little weird for me. Obviously, it's a big game. It's Monday Night Football. It's in New York. It's Rodgers' debut. The Jets had one of the best defenses in football. Now they feel like they got the quarterback to go along with some weapons and Garrett Wilson.
Sauce Gardner on the defense.
Dalvin Cook for whatever that may be.
Yeah.
Alan Lazard. They added my boy from KC, Mecole Hardman. So they have pieces on that offense. Will it click right away? I mean, obviously the running backs really weren't in camp. I mean, Dalvin Cook signed late. Breece Hall didn't return from his ACL tear till later on in camp. That could be a work in progress. The offensive line is going to be a work in progress there a little bit. Garrett Wilson's a stud. Aaron Rodgers is going to hit Aaron Wilson in the short to intermediate a lot. But Aaron Rodgers could not throw the ball deep last year. If you look at the stats, he was the worst deep ball thrower, which is weird because granted that's not been obviously his storyline of his career by any means. So we'll see if that's an outlier or whether that's just a reality of where he is now. You and I are both probably lower on the Jets than most the general population. Neither of us picked them to make the playoffs.
And I honestly think they could finish last in this division. I honestly do. It's not going to shock.
It's not out of the realm of possibility. The AFC East is going to be wild this year. Most people think the Patriots are going to finish last, but then that's you picking Bill Belichick not to win a lot of football games. So we'll see what happens there. Buffalo's just had a weird offseason. You talked about it with the dig stuff. I don't know. I don't know where Buffalo sits right now. As far
I don't
as
think anyone's really
confidence-wise.
getting it.
They were the darlings of the NFL coming into last year. They were everyone's pick to win it. And now people are kind of doubting him. So we'll see. I wouldn't say they're doubting him. They're not the darlings that they were last year. We'll see whether they rally around that. I worry about this defense that continues to age and hasn't, added a lot of young pieces. They draft Kyer Elam as a corner in the first round last year, who they almost borderline cut this year already as a first round pick. That's how far he's from contributing. I saw today that Micah Hyde has a back issue
getting a free
that kept him out of practice.
COVID hair for as long as he did was not talked about enough.
Keep it COVID hair, yeah, 100%.
Roger. With Big Ben, he just keeps changing hairstyles every 2 years.
Well, now he's in New York and he's trying to class it up a little outside of his, Lambeau Field, Green Bay, where no one lives. So, except for Milwaukee, apparently, or maybe he lives in Milwaukee. I don't know.
Apparently, there's enough people in Green Bay to hold a draft.
But speaking of, I just worry about Buffalo's defense. You don't have Von Miller, who's on the pup for the first 4 weeks after his ACL.
He's getting older too.
I think the Buffalo Bills offense should be far superior to New York out of the gates, at least. I think the Jets have the better defense than Buffalo right now. So I don't have a strong opinion on this one. I'm not super high on either of these teams this year, at least in the regular season. I think the Bills, talent-wise, are better, and they get into the playoffs with a wild card spot in my predictions. But I have the Jets out. So
Are you serious right now, bro?
I think this is going to be a super fun Monday Night Football game, though.
Oh, it's going to be
I'm excited to
incredible.
watch this one.
It's going to be incredible. Maybe there's a small chance we stream it, Scotty. Have fun with it.
Super small.
Yes, Riley, we
Super
are
small.
serious right
Super
now.
small. Are you serious? But guys, super contest. If I have a lean for this game, it would probably be Bills -2.5. Guys, join the super contest and you can pick 4 games against the spread. And if you win, you get ActionLab gear from our ActionLab team store and a free jersey of your choice. If you want a jersey,
if you win, Chris,
if
not
you
just
win,
for joining.
if you win, so you have to win. Just saying.
No way, I'm winning.
Every time I see super contest, I need
I've
to.
never been so confident in someone not winning as I am of Rec not winning.
I do have a good week 1 strategy.
I
He's
will
like,
say,
all right, every week I'm taking Pittsburgh against the spread. I guarantee that's one of his picks this week. I guarantee.
guarantee.
It is not actually.
It's not. I thought
It's
you liked your
not.
boys.
I do,
And,
but there's
and
other
last,
picks.
by the way, Cuban has a great point. Last place does get a prize. So if you finish last place in our super contest, you will get a prize.
No, Chris, it's another jersey, but it's a jersey of our
Why are you
choice.
the way that you are?
Why are you?
Every time I try to do something fun or exciting, you make it not that way.
Thank you, Doc, for the
Chris.
bits.
Chris, I kind of like that one. If you finish last, we get you a jersey, but it's a jersey of our choice. What about that?
I mean, I'll
I don't
take
know.
it.
I like
well,
that a lot.
We might actually
like
not
it.
choose a player. It might just have like a word on the back, Rack, for you.
A jersey's a jersey.
Jersey that doesn't fit. Says
Now,
take it.
to qualify for last, you have to make picks every week. That's
You
the only
ha-
way you
that-
qualify for last.
you have to
so
make
if you
picks.
miss a week or you miss a pick, you can't win last that way. You got to win last. The only way you win last is by picking 4 games every week and not forgetting. I'm probably going to forget, so I'll be eliminated immediately.
Best team.
Thank you for the bits, Riley. So go perfectly defeated? Yes, Doc. If you can figure out a way to go perfectly defeated in our super contest, you deserve that jersey, and we'll pick it for you. All right, next up. Link for the picks, Adolfer. So all you got to do.
I wish we had a mod that could set that up for us.
Yeah, I don't know.
There
Rex taking-
it is. So it was the super contest at the top. There is the link for that pool.
Two jerseys.
I don't know. There's a lot of other pools going down there. We also have a
Here's where
Survivor pool and a Pick'em pool. So 3 different contests that we got going. All are free and all include prizes.
For reverb. Oh, look where we went. We went to Bengals and Browns, and look who showed up in the chat, Scotty. Look who
My
showed
ears
up.
were burning. Was Scotty talking about me?
Let's go. I was saying, where's football wife? When I didn't see the clock on this, I was like, "Hey, where's football wife?"
Yeah,
And
no.
here we are.
And here we are talking
I
Bengals.
purposely got like a model picture of Joe Burrow here. Just, I found it on his Instagram page. True story.
Was this on his Instagram?
Oh yeah,
No way.
100%.
No, Sky, what you got? You gotta get the one of him in the Cavaliers jersey doing the mirror selfie.
Oh, that he just posted
yeah.
recently from it was his
I think it was
jersey from
recent.
back in the day. Or
Yeah.
he reposted
Goodbye.
the picture. The picture was not recent.
Okay, bye, Riley.
Yeah, she was like, I'm done with this.
All
Let's
right,
go.
Riley, we appreciate you.
Thank you,
hanging in.
Riley.
And hey, Chris likes your Bills. I think the Bills probably win that game.
They
but it's gonna
should win.
It's just it's hard to project what the Jets are going to be in Week 1, right? Like it's kind of a little bit of an unknown.
Yeah, I think it'll be interesting.
See ya on the 17th, Riley. Enjoy Disney. Didn't you just get, or was that a cruise? You were on a cruise. Now you're going to Disney.
Bubblehead Nuke.
Hey, Bubblehead Nuke. What's up, Bubble? How we doing? Joe Burrow looks like Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone.
I mean, I wouldn't confuse. I get the two confused if they were next to each other.
Well, I mean, yeah, he's
Joe Burrow grew up to be what Macaulay Culkin would have looked like if he didn't do drugs as a child.
Well, and you know what? I'm getting into what's Macaulay Culkin's brother on that one show? Succession. Have you watched Succession?
Yes.
I'm on season 3 right now.
Way to figure out life, Chris.
I'm so behind on Succession, by the way.
Where have you been?
Guys, if you guys have watched Succession, I'm getting caught up and it's crazy. It's crazy.
Are you whose HBO membership are you using?
It's definitely not yours.
Feels like it might be mine, Chris. Feels like it might be mine.
Bruh.
You can't handle
I don't know what you're talking about.
I'll take the check in the mail if you want to deliver that. We'll just split it 50-50.
Hey, the wifey's figured that out. I don't know. She just all of a sudden it shows up on my things.
I go in, I'm like, oh, we've watched so many things recently. And I was like, I don't remember watching that. You guys messaged me one time like, hey, notice you were watching the Batman movie. If you want to go back to your spot because we watched it, just rewind to this moment, this minute. And I was like, cool.
Yeah. You better get caught up. Just saying. Thank you, Scotty, by the way. Appreciate that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Here we go.
Macaulay got asked in an interview, "Have you done meth?" And he responded, "Crystal or powder."
There's that.
Which is weird because I bet the answer was yes to both.
Bruh.
Yeah.
Oh my
It's like
goodness.
that one line. Now the man who loves math. Wait, I thought you said math.
Bubble. It's fitting since they'll be home alone watching the Chiefs in the Super Bowl yet again. Woo! Hey, Riley, thank you.
Let's go. I like Bubblehead Nuke already.
Bubblehead Nuke is already Bubblehead. Who's your team? Who's your team?
Oh, I see why. I see, Scotty.
All the meth snobs these days.
It's fitting since he'll be home alone watching the Chiefs win the Super Bowl.
That being Joe Burrow.
Yeah.
You guys all get it, right? Everyone gets it.
I mean,
Okay.
let's dive into this one.
Speaking of someone that should be home alone at all times, Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun making the court hearing face in that picture.
He really is, man.
Yeah.
Chris, before this, I had a different picture of him that was a close up of his face, and he was like licking his lips. I'm like, oh, we could play off that. Like he's been licking his lips to get after Joe Burrow for a while.
You should have had that in there.
The graphic didn't quite work. Otherwise, I would have kept it because I love the licking lips thing with Deshaun there.
It's that.
But this just looks like a guy that's just lost. You know?
Well, let's break this down because the Browns are an interesting team this year, especially from a fantasy perspective. I drafted a couple Browns. I was that guy in our fantasy league, Scotty. I drafted Deshaun Watson. He dropped, and I was like, you know what? I got to get some value here. I'm selling my soul to win a fantasy football league.
Who's that man? Cool.
Do I root for the Browns? Never. Do I root for Deshaun Watson? Never.
I will never draft Deshaun Watson. Never have, never will. Well, not since the thing, at least.
Yeah. Well, if he was the last pick in the draft, and
no.
Okay.
I don't need a fantasy win that way. I have a moral compass, Chris.
Okay, that moral compass. Get out of here.
Bruh.
Oh my goodness. I drafted Browns players because I believe in them on the DL. Trap game upset. Ty said upset alert. Let's dive into this one. Bengals at Browns. Cincinnati are 2.5 point favorites. Over under set at 47.5. Money line. Cincinnati's only minus 135, which is like kind of a strange line given the fact the Browns brown every single year. And so this is a strange one, Scott. Do you want to go first on this one, or do you want me to roll on?
No, I can go.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Vegas is higher on the Browns than I think the general public. Obviously, the general public has some emotion there. There we go, Bubblehead Nuke.
Bubbles, what's up?
I love the comment before, and now the follow and the
Thank you
Shack
for the
Shim.
follow.
Appreciate you.
I have the same feeling about the Browns that I do about TCU. The dirtier the defense, the better the result.
Okay.
So
Thank you for the bits. Keep close.
Based off TCU's week 1, how am I supposed to take that? Too soon? Keep close. Anyway, going to this game, the Browns have like a crazy high, like 9.5 over under, which seems high to me. Listen, I just don't trust Deshaun Watson to be. Deshaun Watson, even when he got in last year, was not just bad. He was really bad, Chris. He was really bad.
He wasn't good at
Now,
all.
obviously, it helps to have Nick Chubb behind you. You got Amari Cooper on the outside, Donovan Peoples-Jones. Like, your weapons is David Njoku. You're okay. Corn Doggy.
Corn
LOL.
doggy, let's go.
Are you laughing out loud at your name, Corn Doggy?
Corn doggy. Who's your team and where are you from? Like to get to know you. By the way, join.
I like his comment. Football, or her comment. Whoever it is. They, them comment. Football.
We're getting to pronouns now.
Yeah, I can't.
No, here we go.
No. Anyway, Bengals Browns football, as Corn Doggy put it. Bengals obviously had Joe Burrow miss camp again for the millionth year in a row. But seems to be fully healthy after that calf strain. Ready to go for week 1. You have the weapons. You still worry a little bit about that offensive line in Cincy, but that's never going away. The defense lost some pieces. You lost, Jesse Bates, a little bit of that, but I mean, for all the Bengals are going to be really good again. I mean, you think back a little bit to like the Bengals start last year and how bad it was. They just didn't seem ready to go after losing the Super Bowl. Do they adjust this year? I think last year, Rec, you might remember, I think they opened up against Pittsburgh and Burrow threw 800 interceptions in an overtime loss. If it wasn't 800, it was at least 5. Rec's readjusting his mic or something, or maybe he died.
No, that was me. Sorry. I have a
Rec, are you here? Did we lose Rec? We lost Rec.
He's gone. He's
okay.
Tending to things.
He's probably pooping. Speaking of Browns, he's the only one taking the Browns to the Super Bowl. Let's go. I don't trust Deshaun Watson, Chris. I really don't. I don't trust Deshaun.
Perfect.
It is perfect. And I almost guarantee that's what's happening. He just left unannounced.
He's taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, which is the only way they'll ever see the Super Bowl is tonight with Rec.
They've never been to one.
Anyways.
What's this about the Browns going to the Super Bowl?
We thought you were taking the Browns to the Super Bowl because you weren't on the mic.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Nailed it.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Roger.
I was talking about how the Bengals, last year obviously started a little slow. Week 1 against Pittsburgh, they threw 800 interceptions in an overtime loss, I believe.
Yeah.
Can't feel good that
And
you
then
had
they
to win
would've-
that one in overtime, by the way. Like, you should have...
What's funny... What's really funny is despite all that, they would have won if they had a long snapper.
Yeah. They missed some kicks as well. This game, it's weird, Chris. I agree. The line's weird. I think the Bengals should win this game, obviously. But, something's off with the Browns. Like, people are high on the Browns, and I'm just not there with Deshaun Watson. I don't trust Deshaun to be able to hang with Joe Burrow in a high scoring. Plus, I'm all in on Bengals this year in different contests, Chris. I have a 33-point pool league. Bengals are my team.
You got Bengals this year?
I have a wins pool league. Bengals are one of my 4 teams in the wins pool. So like,
Gosh, this is
apparently I'm all
conflicting
in
for you.
Bengals.
This is conflicting.
It is. It is. The Bengals can lose and score 33, and that's even better for me.
That's all you need. Last year, did you have Minnesota?
Minnesota. They hit once, and then they hit another time, and then
you
I
lost on a technicality.
Yeah, brutal. But
Well, I think
It was a technicality.
I think the fact that
so if 2 teams hit 33, but one loses, that trumps a team that wins by scoring 33.
this
So that was that Colts game, wasn't it?
It was the Bears. The Bears scored 33 and lost against the Packers, maybe? I don't even know who it was. It was definitely the Bears that lost. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, I think this is a weird game too. I think the fact that like Joe Burrow having an issue with his calf in the early preseason, he might be a little bit rusty based off of the fact that he's not like getting a lot of action based off of the injury. Browns fortified their defense. On paper, the Browns are a decent team, right? Like, so we're big on Nick Chubb in fantasy football. We think he's going to have a big year. Boring players.
I'm sure you're big on Chubb.
Well, so is our Discord from earlier on today.
Well, I don't even. Was that even a Chubb, or was that just
That was just
everyday life for Travis?
maybe. Join our Discord. You'll find out what we're talking about. Amari Cooper, Elijah Moore. I think there's some options offensively for this Browns team that can actually get things going. I think the defense they try to like put a little bit more money into in the offseason. So they did a lot of decent things. For me, I don't know. I'm worried a little bit. We talked a lot about the offensive line for Cincinnati, and it's been trying to improve, but we haven't been sold on that improved offensive line quite yet. So, if anything, I like the under in this game a little bit. Maybe Cincinnati's defense can hold down early on in the season the Browns offense, and maybe the Browns defense is going to be elevated against the injured Joe Burrow. So maybe I go lean on the under in this one if I have to, but otherwise I don't have a major bet in this game. I think it's going to be maybe a low scoring game, but I think the Bengals should be the better team when it's all said and done. So
I don't know. Cuban put out there, Watson is good. The media is just giving him a bad rub, Chris.
No, that is not the case. He is bad.
I don't think you got the joke.
I don't think he's getting a bad rub, right, Rick?
Oh, bad rub.
He's getting a bad rub. Yikes. This is how
I missed that.
Hauser.
Let's go. What's going on, Hauser?
But yeah, so
I do think Joe Burrow is going to be fully healthy and a go week 1. I don't really have concerns. Talking to my doctors that I have in the professional field.
You have a lot of doctors.
I got a lot of NFL docs. A
lot of NFL docs.
I talk to them, and they think Burrow should be full go.
Should we
full
get
go
them
week 1? Not that he's a guy that's going to run a ton, but he does manipulate the pocket and move around in that sense. He's good at that. So
thank you, Doc, for the bonk there. But we should get your docs, by the way, on the show. We should get them as bonks for Rick.
Yeah.
Well, we have a devil dog here.
It's possible that will just be me in a doctor outfit, Chris, in a disguise.
Oh God, Dr. Scotty.
We should get you Dr. Scotty on our next Wednesday fantasy focus for
when we go into like injury related stuff. I don the doctor suit.
We should.
This plays, Chris. I think this plays.
It plays.
We're doing it.
Oh,
We're
God.
doing it.
Dr. Scott, MD. Don't talk.
MD.
Where's Dr. J? She could probably be.
I'm like Doogie Howser, but 20 years older.
All right, guys. Next game: Cowboys and Giants. So Dallas -3, over under set at 46.5. So that's both teams either over or under combined score of 46.5. And then you have the money line. Dallas is favored -170 in this game. So you bet 100 or bet 170 to win 100 in this one. So that's how that works. Bet 100 to win 142 in the New York Giants side if you want to bet that. So we got the classic Little Giants matchup, Scotty.
This seems like it's been a Sunday Night Football matchup every other year.
Especially,
which I get.
especially week one.
That's what I meant. I meant week one, actually. You get, I mean, obviously Dallas is a no-brainer, and then you get the New York market combined, and these teams were both playoff teams last year, so nothing wrong with that. I don't anticipate both these teams being playoff teams this year. I just don't think the Giants surprised everyone last year. I don't know. Could they get in again? Of course. I just think there's a little bit of a setback for them. I think their defense probably overperformed expectations last year, and I don't know if they can repeat. The offense might be a little better, but either way, I'm high on the Dallas Cowboys, Chris. I don't have this as one of my picks of the week, but I think Dallas wins this game, and I think they cover the 3. I think they're out to prove something. Everyone always hates and doubts the Cowboys, or you love the Cowboys. You're either a Cowboys fan or you hate them, right? Their defense, you get Micah Parsons, you add pieces like they add Stephon Gilmore to that back end of the secondary. On offense, you have Brandon Cooks to go along with hopefully a healthy Michael Gallup. You lose Dalton Schultz, but I think they can plug and play at the tight end position with Jake Ferguson and be okay.
$100 on Juice to score a touchdown. No money on Bijan though.
Oh, okay.
The deuce.
The deuce is loose.
Deuce Vaughn. I'm talking Dallas here with Deuce Vaughn. Little people. Tony Pollard. I kind of think Zeke. Listen, Zeke had some nice things to help the Dallas offense, but I think they put him in a little too much and gave him too many carries where he's likely an addition by subtraction. And I hate saying that because he had a great career for a long time in Dallas. But I think with Tony Pollard, maybe some Deuce Vaughn sprinkled in, whoever, and that offensive line is healthy. That offensive line doesn't stay healthy in Dallas. Like Tyron Smith gets injured very quickly, but he's healthy to start. So that offensive line should be really good. There's just not a lot of weaknesses with this Cowboys team. On the Giants side, you sign Daniel Jones to that huge deal. You get Saquon for one more year. You're probably you add Darren Waller, which is a nice add. I just don't know if the Giants, they lost both games to the Cowboys last year, and I just don't see a scenario where that changes this year. I think the Cowboys are the superior team. I think the Cowboys, everyone talks about in the NFC, they talk about the Eagles, they talk about the Niners. I almost think Dallas should be right in that mix with them. I think it's like 1A, 1B, 1C almost. So I think Dallas is going to be right in there, and we'll find out on Sunday night if that's true.
Yeah, and I think, the Giants will be looking for revenge based off of last year getting swept by Dallas. And they have made some moves to try to get better. Darren Waller, you mentioned. But there's also some injuries. As of Monday, starting left guard Tyler Smith left practice with an apparent hamstring injury. So that's going to be a little bit of a scenario that the Dallas Cowboys are going to have to figure out. But otherwise, I mean, I don't know. On paper, I like Dallas. I went back and forth this game because early on in the week, I had the Giants plus 3.5, plus 4. Was it plus 4? I think it was on FanDuel, it was plus 4 for a little bit, and then it was plus 3.5, and it kind of now has kind of gotten down a little bit further. But outside of that, I still like Dallas in this game. If I had a lean against the spread, it would maybe be if Giants got 3.5, got that extra hook, that half point, I might go betting against the spread with the Giants. I think this might be a little bit closer game, but I stayed off of it. I do love Dallas this year. I think Dallas is going to be a really good team. You had them going all the way to the Super Bowl. I had them going to the did I have them to the NFC Championship?
I think you did.
So we both are high on the Dallas Cowboys based off of their roster. So that being said, it's hard for me to say, all right, they're just gonna flop against the Cowboys opening week. I mean the Giants opening week.
And Evil to Hope, I want to put this to bed. Evil to Hope made a comment. Dak is an interception machine. And Dak had his worst turnover interception year by far last year. But Chris, let me break this down. In the history of the NFL, it's been around a long time. Now, obviously, quarterback play has been more productive recently. So a lot of these guys are current or within the last 20 years. Either way, in the history of the NFL, quarterbacks that have thrown the ball 1,500 or more attempts in their career.
Dark will finish with more interceptions this year than Russ has touchdowns.
I'll take.
Didn't that happen last year?
Not a chance.
I'll take the other side on that.
Not a chance, because what I am about to say is Dak, based off of quarterbacks that have attempted 1,500 pass attempts in their career, is top 10, Chris, in the history of the NFL in TD to interception ratio. Top 10.
Top 10.
In the history of the NFL. Dak Prescott. So fuck your Super Coopers. All right. And listen, I know Dak had some bad picks, but every pick that Dak throws is magnified because guess what, Chris? He's got that star on his helmet. He's got that star. And there's a lot of pressure on Dak this year. This is a big year for Dak. I don't dispute that. This is a big year that could take his career two very different directions based off of how he plays this year. Before this past year, he was so not turnover prone that I just don't know if the outlier is the truth. I know the outlier with Russell Wilson is the truth, though, of last year. It's just
the fact that Russell Wilson's going to throw like 100 touchdowns this year is just going to put that to bed.
Chris, while you finish up on this game, I'm gonna fill up my drink.
Spam code yellow in the chat. Spam if you have access. Let's go. Brendan, thank you for the raid. Hey, Ducky, thank you for being here and being a part of the channel tonight. Heading to bed, get up early. Hey, I see that. And have sweet dreams. We'll see you back here Sunday night. Dak is good. Want a QB fantasy quarterback, Scotty? Check the fantasy message in the trade offer. All right.
I mean, Dak is good against bad teams and in garbage time. He's not good against good teams.
Well, and he's good against he's not good against teams when there's pressure on the line, right?
He's not good when it matters. When it's garbage time or when it's a bad team, sure, correct. He'll light up the scoreboard.
But if that doesn't change, is this the season where we say, if Dak doesn't get it done in the big games, he's not the guy. Like,
you're not that guy. Pal.
He's not that guy.
You're not that guy.
He that's the point where we're just like, we cut it off on Dak. We say, if in a weak NFC with a team that's stacked on paper, regardless of the coach, even the coach, I know the coach is a challenge, right? We're not excited about the head coach. However, he needs to win these games with the talent that's surrounding him in Dallas. So, with that being said, if he doesn't get it done this year, I'm all out on Dak. I'm all out. He needs to make it at least to the second round of the playoffs, minimum, for me to believe that he's that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Trust me. You're not that guy.
We'll find out.
He's not that guy.
He's not that guy. We'll find out.
Wait. Daniel Jones or Dak Prescott? You talking about Daniel Jones?
Both.
Dak.
Both.
With the second round talk, what was that? Was that Daniel Jones or Dak Prescott?
No, I was just saying, like, with the landscape of the NFC and how things are shaping up and how things are rolling with the Dallas Cowboys, with the team that they have surrounded around Dak, the receivers, the defense to keep him accountable, everything. McCarthy can only keep him he can only hold him back so much. Can he? Right? We know. I know that's a big piece of like the winning material when it comes to NFL quarterback coach combo. But if he can't make it past the second round, even with all of the pieces around him, I don't know if I could be in on Dak after the season.
Well, I mean, he literally went to the second round last season.
I mean, he went up against the 8-9 Buccaneers.
And won by like 30 in that game.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, like I was saying earlier,
Against
Dak
Tom
is
Brady.
good. Yeah, like we were saying, Dak is good against bad defenses and in garbage time.
yeah, I've said time and time again where Dak seems to struggle is in big matchups against good defenses. He doesn't. He's great once he's got it. He's like he'll dominate a team and blow them out.
They don't get Brett Maher though, so that's good. So that's a plus.
Yeah. Does anyone have Brett Maher?
I mean,
The Broncos cut him.
we cut
I
him.
know. Well, I know.
And he was
I know.
picked up.
Speaking of the donkeys,
Speaking of
Oh,
the
good.
Denver Broncos, baby, let's
We have
go.
a week 1 tank bowl.
It's all about that right there, baby. Let's go. Okay, let's
Week
dive
1
in.
Tank bowl.
Does Micah Parsons take a step back this year? No, absolutely
No.
not, Bubbles.
what? Year 3 of Micah Parsons, he's gonna be a monster. He
Nah.
already is a monster.
Micah Parsons, we both picked to be what, defensive player of the year?
I know I picked him. Did you have him too?
I have him too. Yeah.
All right, then yeah, we both did.
Hometown Hooker, good night. I got to be up in 5 hours sleep. Hey, we'll see you back here. Hometown, we'll see you back here Sunday night for Sunday Night Football. Can't wait. Thank you for being a part of the show. It means a lot.
Appreciate you. Have a good night.
He's a candidate for defensive player. Yeah, 100%. Keep close. Imagine the NFL landscape if Russ had ever said, never said, let's ride. Let's ride. It's a trap.
It's a trap.
He said it's spicy, though. All right, Raiders at Broncos. This is an interesting one, Scotty. So we both have best bets in this game.
All right.
Let's go.
Doc gifting a sub out to PB and Palma.
Thank you, Doc. You are the man. Appreciate
Well,
that
PB.
love, Doc. Thank
PBJ.
you. Thank you for the generosity.
We're getting a lot of CU 62, Nebraska 36 predictions, Chris.
I mean,
Which,
it's aggressive.
well, that 62-36 score was the score. I was at the game in person, Chris, back in the early 2000s. Nebraska, #1 team in the country. CU was like around 14th in the country in Boulder. And late in the season, CU put a whooping on them, 62-36. It was the best game I've ever been to in person in my life, Chris, for football.
I
Like
mean,
every 3 plays, CU was scoring in the first half, and I was like, I just didn't know what to do with myself or my hands or anything. I have a
Put him in
substantial
the
bet.
air.
Substantial bet on CU. Just pick them.
We
is
here.
what I got it at.
we here. CU 48-10, Nebraska over Nebraska, in my opinion, says keep close. Broncos country, Russ slide. I'll take Denver. Jimmy G is not that guy, I would say.
I think he made good.
Chairman, if you had to pick a quarterback this year, who would you take? Or anyone really in the chat. Who would you take? Russell or Jimmy G? I'm curious.
If you were to take a
Option
coach,
C,
if you were to
the
take a coach between these two teams,
no, that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking, and no, you can't take option C or take some other guy. The options are Russell Wilson or Jimmy Garoppolo.
I choose the nuke.
I like the Broncos in this one, Scotty. We're both going head to head. I got Broncos -3.5. I think you got them at you got Raiders at +4. Hold on.
Purdy.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think he's just
Purdy.
saying Purdy.
Purdy.
Got it.
There you go. Okay, fair enough. Purdy, who now is the starter for the 49ers, and Jimmy G, who started for the Raiders. I got Broncos -3.5 in this one, and like, regardless of whether or not they have Jerry Jeudy or whether or not they have Tim Patrick, I get that. But this game, to be able to put a points event like this questionable Vegas defense, I feel like is in the realm of possibility for Sean Payton and Russell Wilson. Like this defense for the Raiders is not great. Outside of, they have one guy, Max Crosby. Can you name anybody else on this defense that matters, either in the secondary or anywhere else on this defensive side of the football? Probably not.
Nate Hobbs.
Get it.
I just
Nate Hobbs.
I don't know where you go. Now, do I think that the Denver Broncos offense will be improved from last year? Yes. Do I think that the defense will maybe come back down to earth from what they were last year? Yes, but do I think they'll be good? Yes. So I think this line should be closer to 6.5 or 7, more so than anything else. Yeah, you can take off the headphones, Scotty. Take them off. Take them off. Get out of here. You can go take a bet. Go get out of here.
That is insane, Chris. That's insane. That's insane. The Broncos being favored by anyone in the league by 6.5 or 6.5 or 7
Scotty,
is certifiably mad.
Give me
outside of maybe Arizona.
Give me -6.5. What do you want?
You're gonna take -6.5?
Yes.
I don't know. I'll have to think about it.
Think about it.
What are you doing? Why? Why are you doing this? They're not even gonna.
I like the Denver Broncos.
You keep going, Chris. You keep going.
Against any other team. Against any other team, I'm not worried.
Yeah, no, the Broncos have been really good against the Raiders recently.
Do I like the coaching advantage? Yes. Do I like some of the pieces defensively? The Denver Broncos have the more elite defense of these two teams. So, do I think that they could slow down this?
I'll drink to that.
Yes, I do. Do I think that the Broncos offense is going to be competent? Yes. I mean, overall, I think that the Broncos should win this game by a touchdown. Just say.
Just go ahead do like a straight money bet.
I actually want to look at like how many times Denver won by a touchdown or more last year. They beat Houston 16-9.
I threw my controller across the room to tell Scotty to take this bet.
They beat Arizona 24-15. Those were their 2 wins by 7 or more points last year. And now you're just like,
the fact that you didn't take the 6.5.
no, I'm taking it. What are are you saying even odds at 6.5?
The Denver Nuggets might be able to beat the Broncos.
They might, maybe they might.
Let's do even odds at 6.5. I'll take that all day, every day.
Yeah, what are you gonna bet? Is it just gonna be money?
We have a hype train.
Hype train!
Let's go. Get the train rolling, baby. Let's go. Choo choo. Let's go, baby. Hey.
And how many one-score losses did the Broncos have? Probably a decent amount, but they also only had 2 plus one-score wins. They won 11-10 one game. They won 21-17 against Jackson. I mean,
so remember that 11-10 game only happened because Jimmy G stepped out of the end zone by himself.
Jimmy G was real bad in that one, and he's playing to Jimmy G this week, and they beat LA Chargers in the last week of the year, which didn't really matter.
Chris, Scotty.
True.
Oh, I'm taking the bet. I'm taking the bet. Guys, one of my picks of the week is Raiders +4.
How about a bottle of whiskey, Scotty?
Let's go.
A bottle of whiskey. The Broncos need to win. I got -6.5.
Yeah.
All right. I got -6.5. Bottle of whiskey. There we go.
Oh my.
So when they get to pick the whiskey?
I mean, nothing crazy. Like a middle of the road whiskey. I won't make Chris get me like something super nice. Like something middle of the road.
Something like Super Cooper.
Yeah, no, we'll go middle of the road. We'll go middle of the road.
Yeah, I'll go high end if you want, Chris.
I mean, we'll go middle of the road. We won't go cheap.
Okay.
It's got to be at least maybe between what, 30 and 50 bucks in that range.
This shit is free.
All right,
fair enough. Chris, let me give you a history lesson as a Broncos fan.
Let's do it.
Have the Raiders been good recently overall?
No.
You know who the Raiders have been good against, Chris?
The Broncos have not
Denver
won
Broncos.
a lot of games recently against a lot of AFC West teams.
The Broncos, the last time the Broncos beat the Raiders, Chris, and granted, they play 2 times a year, we didn't know what COVID was, Chris. COVID didn't exist.
Thank you for the bit.
I see what you're doing. Keep close. I see what you're doing.
Yeah, good country artist. Enjoy him. Chasing you like a shadow. lot of whiskey. It's fine.
That
was great,
I thought
Steve.
you were supposed to be good. Oh,
Thank you, D. Cola.
Thank you,
Oh, hype train
Cola.
again. Let's go.
Chris, Denver's lost 6 straight to this Raiders squad. 6 in a row, and I guarantee they've been favored in at least half those games. So it's not been all of a sudden, shocking, Vegas has just been the superior team. They have won 6 straight against this Denver team. You get, honestly, we don't know what to expect from the Denver offense. You give me 4 points in a game where the Raiders, and I know preseason doesn't really matter, but they did play Jimmy quite a bit. The Raiders look damn good offensively in the preseason with Jimmy at the helm. I think Jimmy's a similar caliber guy to Derek Carr. I really do. I don't think there's a big drop off there. I think we're going to be similar levels for the Raiders. I think people are sleeping. I don't think the Raiders are going to be good, and I did pick them to get last. But you give me +4 against a Denver team that's without 2 of their top 3 wide receivers, with an offense that's already been struggling. Chris, listen, the defense for the Raiders is bad, but it's been bad the last 3 years, and Denver hasn't been able to take advantage of it. So I think the Raiders are in for a surprise. I think if McDaniels wants to beat one team, it's Denver, right? I think McDaniels sucks as a head coach, but he's going to game plan the shit out of winning this one. He wants this one bad. Just like when he was Denver's first year as a head coach, he wanted to beat New England, and he did so bad. He wanted that so bad. You won that game, and you could tell the emotion he has. So he's petty like that. Listen, Denver might win this game, but giving me 4 points in a game I think is going to be neck and neck throughout. Give me the Raiders +4, and against you +6.5, Chris.
How about this? We go, what is it? +4? Let's bring it down to +4, and we'll make it a $60 bottle.
No.
Minimum.
I'm good at $50. I'm good at $50 6.5.
you don't want to get the expensive bottle?
You don't want to get the expensive bottle of whiskey, Scotty? Changing the odds, you're a little scared about that?
I'm literally, if you did the math on that, I'm getting $10 more for 2.5 points. That doesn't pay out.
Scotty, it must be.
It's not tempered in expectations. It's math, guys. It's math. All right.
So what does the math have to be? What does the math have to be?
There's no way that $10 on a $50 bet is worth 2.5 points. It's way more than that.
Scott,
lay those odds.
It's math.
I'll lay the odds.
Guys, I'm getting a fifth of $50 whiskey. It's not going to be shitty whiskey. Everyone relax. Everyone relax.
So for you, it's math. For Chris, it's math.
Well, he might be doing math after it.
But Bobblehead's all about it. It's bottle odds. It's bottle odds.
It's bottle odds, guys, and my bottle odds are way better right now.
The bottle odds are where it's at. And let's see. It must be so nice to be able to bet on sports in your state. Sigh. Sorry, Spees. Shout out to Spees in the Benchmark, nice. By the way. Spees in the Benchmark be covering a lot of NFL. If you're not following Spees in the Benchmark, I don't know what you're doing. Go give Spees and Silky a follow. They're going to be covering all of the games all day long. I think that's what you do each and every single time, right, Spees? And we'll bring you home on Saturday Night Football. So go give them a follow. They're incredible. It's a no-brainer. All right, let's get to the next one. Dolphins and
hold on real quick. Keep close is I don't know. Y'all have that $18 sales tax up there. No, we don't. No, we don't.
Is it? No, it's not that high.
No, we don't.
No way. I'm gonna take a cold yellow, by the way.
Normal tax rate's 7 something. I don't know. And it's not higher for liquor.
Code yellow in the chat.
We figured it out down. Code yellow. Spam code yellow as Chris goes PP. There you go,
Broncos by double digits. I said
I forgot you're in Colorado, not Arizona. I had a moment there. Yeah. We're good here. It's a good situation here. I don't know. I don't really look at the price. Well, not that I don't look at the price, but I usually buy my liquor at Costco. Is that bad? I get nice liquor, but at Costco, you get a good deal. All right? Don't hate on it.
Liquor, I hardly know her.
I mean, I'm drinking Bullet Rye right now. It's not crazy, but it's a nice whiskey. All right, I enjoy it. Yeah, Costco liquor is a huge win. I agree. That's where I buy most of my liquor at. Keep close bullet is life.
Just go to Tennessee to get some whiskey.
I've heard they have some there. Nope, bad. It's harsh. I don't find it harsh. I enjoy Bullet, especially the rye. I like the rye a lot. We're about to get into this game, which is one. This might be, I mean, outside of my Chiefs playing, this might be my favorite game of the weekend.
I just realized that my sunglasses are pretty dirty. I guess that means I've been giving everyone a dirty look. My wife asked me why I was doing the dishes while sitting down. Told her it's because I can't stand doing it. In the UK they're called lifts. In America they're called elevators. I guess we were just raised differently. What kind of a bee can't make up its mind? A maybe.
Appreciate you, P3.
Hey. Thank you, P3, for the biddies and the jokes as always. Keep them coming.
Drew Bledsoe.
That's it. Just Drew Bledsoe.
It's my
Speaking
quarterback.
of jokes,
It's my quarter.
Drew actually had a good career. I feel bad for him.
Brian Bosworth.
That too. Real men.
Oz.
Real men. Yeah, that's right.
Wreck. Water for the win. This is why he's the worst, Chris.
Ban wreck.
Just don't say anything. We're not the Water Boy here. This isn't the Water Boy movie, okay?
Ryan Leaf.
Water is still the best.
Ryan Leaf now agrees that water for the win, but not always.
Jamarcus
It's my
Russell.
quarterback.
Marcus Russell.
It's my quarterback.
I like that they say, yeah, Marcus Russell.
Johnny Manziel. Keep them coming, P3.
Right. Or
Johnny
maybe
Manziel.
stop.
Yeah, we gotta go and move on to the,
Yeah, we got to get in the
to the
game.
Dolphins and
producer.
Chargers.
I appreciate your busts
All
right here.
I get it.
Um,
Let's dive
Chris,
into.
I was saying this is maybe my favorite game of the week. Honestly.
Ooh.
Like not betting wise, just
Time
entertainment
to up
value
the
wise.
minimum bit donation to kick on the TTS.
Maybe. Yeah, right.
Good point.
Hey.
Good point.
But we're still getting
Bro,
bits, so it doesn't
Osweiler,
matter. I guess
LMAO.
that works too. We'll set the minimum bid
Anyways,
at
Dolphins
50.
and Chargers.
Dolphins
Yes.
at Chargers. Spread -3 for the LA Chargers at home, so to speak, because they don't have too many home games, even though they're at home. Total set at 51.5. Money line -162 for the Chargers. So, Scotty, you love this game as one of your favorite games of the week. Tell us why.
First of all, I just think this game's going to be hella entertaining. I think it's going to be back and forth offensively. I'm high on both these teams this year. I have the Dolphins winning the AFC East in my
Go
predictions.
Raiders. Let's see how many days without an incident this season. Tired.
I'll give you 2 days.
2 days. There you go. I'll take
2
that.
days.
And then Chargers, I have making a run in the playoffs, which is anti-Chargers, but I'm having it happen this year anyway. So I think this is going to be a high-scoring game. I think you have fireworks. Tua, game one, Mike McDaniels all offseason to prep. He's going to be throwing everything at the Chargers defense that's going to be outmanned. I mean, no one can really cover Tyreek and Jalen Waddle, right? Like that's impossible to cover. And then from a Chargers vantage point, I think a healthy Herbert, new offensive coordinator coming over from Dallas, it's going to help a lot. You know, maybe getting that ball down the field. You have healthy receivers with Keenan Allen and Mike Williams. We'll see if their rookie first rounder Quentin Johnson makes a big. I don't know if he's there yet. Goodness gracious.
Dolphins 12.
Good Lord.
Because I disagree with that one. So because I think this one is so evenly matched, I think on paper these teams are very, very close. You kind of referenced it, Chris. The Chargers don't have. I mean, they have like a 1 point home field advantage. It's not a big home field advantage. It's week one. Miami's going to roll in. Listen, I just think this game could go either way. So I'm taking the Miami side with the 3 points in this one. in a game that I think is going to be super fun to watch. If anyone like watch this football game because it's going to be fun.
Yeah, I think basically when we're looking at this one, the Chargers, Miami and the Los Angeles Chargers are very interesting teams, right? They both have very potent offenses if they're both healthy. Like they're both coming into the season looking really good. I like the defense of Vic Fangio and what he's bringing in. I'm curious to what that looks like, especially in this matchup. Because if Vic Fangio can put together a game, and he was with the Denver Broncos for an entire season, so he's seen the Chargers, he's seen this coaching staff and what they've put together. He's seen some of these players and what they are able to put together on the field. So I think he's able to game plan for this a little bit more efficiently than most other coaches around the league. So from a defensive standpoint, I think the Dolphins will put together a nice little game plan for the Chargers, which is why I would lean a little bit more towards the Dolphins getting points in this matchup, more so than anything else. Plus the fact that both of these offenses are going to be maybe similar. I give a little bit of slight edge to the Dolphins because of Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and some of the running backs that they have there. They had ETN, and they drafted a new boy from the draft this past year. So I like a lot of what they have to throw with the Chargers. So if we're talking about
did you say ETN? I was half. ETN?
Travis Etienne?
He's on the Jaguars?
Oh, I mean, no, sorry. Mostert.
He's in Florida.
Yeah. Sorry. My bad. Right, my bad.
Mostert.
I'm thinking all Florida teams. That. Yeah. Sorry.
An all Florida squad could be pretty good.
Whoopsies. Yeah. Whoopsies. Yeah. There you go.
Mispronounced names. This was sort of mispronounced. Either way. Sorry, Chris.
Anyways. Either way, I like what the Miami Dolphins have to throw out there against the Chargers. So that being said, I would lean, if I had to bet this matchup, +3 for the Dolphins. Here's the thing. As long as Tua is healthy, the Dolphins are a decent team, if not a really, really good team. He's proven the fact that he's able to get it done when he's healthy. So all the weapons around him, I like the Dolphins.
All right. Well, I'm the only one who bet it, but I'm not going to disagree with you.
There you go. All Florida team. Yeah, see, exactly. You know, it works. All right, let's dive in.
Maybe.
Eagles and Patriots. The Bill Belichick's against the Jalen Hurts. Let's go. Let's dive into this one. Right now, currently, Eagles sitting at a -4, and that may have moved. So bear with us a little bit. But Eagles favored in this one. This was a strange game because a lot of people, for whatever reason, across social media, across some of the big time platforms, are leaning towards the Patriots. And I'm like, wait a minute, what am I seeing here? The Eagles have a really good defense. They have a really good offense. Maybe they're not elite on both sides. They're more elite on offense than they are on defense, but they still have a decent squad. The Patriots have, a quarterback that has a, high floor, low ceiling in Mac Jones. You have a running back core that's, decent. And they added a couple pieces offensively with, Juju and a couple others. But that being said, I think the biggest advantage here, or the biggest upgrade for the New England Patriots, I should say, is the fact that they don't have a defensive coordinator as their offensive coordinator. I think that's the biggest upgrade for this New England Patriots team. So that being said, for me, this is an interesting one in that I lean towards the Eagles for this game. And it is one of my best bets of the week in this one. The Patriots, I just don't know if they have enough firepower to keep up with the Eagles offense. Mac Jones isn't the guy that's going to give you a ton of output. He can get you a good 17 to 21 points, maybe. But the Eagles team has a higher ceiling, and I think this is where the Eagles are going to stand out. Their defense is superior. I think they're going to be able to put Mac Jones in a spot where he's not going to be able to be as effective. I don't see this Patriots team outscoring a team like the Eagles. So that being said, this is going to be, for me, one of my best bets of the week. I have Eagles. Did I have them at -3.5, or did I have them at minus? Where did I have them? I forget where I have
I
them.
guess we'll see. On the next slide.
Yeah,
We'll see him on the
if-
next slide. Anyways, we'll talk about our best bets here in a minute.
Spees in the chat. Patriots offense is the shits. Bill O'Brien is a steaming turd who ruins entire franchises. Almost like there's some experience there. Eagles by a billion points. A lot of people in the chat saying it's going to be an easy one for the Eagles. I was really close to a bet in this game, and it wasn't on a side. It was actually on the under. You talked about, I don't know if the Patriots can keep up with the Eagles. I think the Eagles. Listen, you give Bill Belichick like a whole offseason a game plan for a game. He's going to be able to listen, for all the love that Jalen Hurts gets and warrants. He's limited in some capacities, and if anyone can shut down Jalen Hurts at least somewhat, it's Bill Belichick. So I lean, and it was almost one of my best bets of the week, Chris. I like the under 45 here.
I like that.
Do I think Philly wins? I think Philly certainly should win. But the under 45 is kind of where I would head if I was to bet this one. I just think Bill Belichick in his mind and like he gets the opportunity to open up at home against the defending NFC champions. He's gonna put a lot of pieces in that. Offensively, I don't love what New England's got going on. Their own beat reporter this week was like, Juju Smith-Schuster's knee is about to explode. And oh, by the way, Javante Parker, who's their number 2, his knee or something isn't healthy either. So I'm like, you have no healthy wide receivers. Although they're going to play, but like they're not fully healthy and they could go at any moment. With Mac Jones and an offensive line that's questionable at best. Like, I like Ramondre.
Ramondre Stevenson's probably their bright spot.
Yeah, I like him.
Oh, by the way,
but
speaking of the offensive line, Riley Reef is on IR. The offensive tackle.
Yeah, and he's beyond his best.
He's all right, but like he's pretty much the best thing on the offensive line.
So I don't know. I just don't. I don't trust that offense, but I think that defense will play out a little bit and hold back the Eagles a little bit where we get under 45. I'd probably also lean Philly -3.5 or 4 or whatever, but I like the under 45 better.
Yeah, and we'll dive in. I got to double check and see where my line was once we get to this the best bets, but let's dive into the best bets. Speaking of. All right, so best bets of the week. Now, if you guys are part of our contest, you could potentially take some of our bets and roll them back, and you could win a jersey, either if you finish the best or the worst in our super contest league. All right, so ! contest in the chat gives you access to register for free to our super contest. This is the best chance and the last chance you have to join in on our super contest competition. So if you want to be a part of it, you can't win if you don't bet every single week in our contest. Either for at least for the worst record.
Chris, did we cover the 8 games I put out there?
Did you?
Yeah.
No, we did not.
Did
we
we
not cover?
No, we didn't cover
1, 2,
Rec.
3.
You should know.
4, 5, 6, 7.
Rec should know.
Oh
no! I made a graphic. I don't know how
we were
it's not in
supposed to
here.
cover my boy.
Yeah, San Fran Pitt.
Hold on.
All right, let's go to that real quick then.
Hold on. Let's dive in real quick. Let's see. Give me a second. Get to the chat while I take a look.
When you guys were talking about like, oh, we're about to jump, I'm like, no, we haven't covered Rec's team yet, which is a good matchup. It's going to be a good game.
All right, get to the chat. Let me double check and make sure.
Someone's demanding me fired. That's what's happening in the chat.
I think I
mean-
had him in there. I know I made the graphic.
Let's
I think
see.
Lions, Chiefs, Patriots, Eagles.
Come on, man.
Come on,
Dolphins,
man.
Chargers, Raiders, Broncos.
I mean,
I guess just going to go through the.
It would have been an alphabetical order after the first one, which I wanted to cover the Thursday night first.
3, 4. I have 7. I have
Well, the
7 in the
file-
previews.
And Chris.
The file had 8, Chris.
I am
What I
only
sent you.
seeing. I'm only seeing 7. But let's talk about it.
Literally said 8. When I downloaded it into the file, it was like 8 files are about to come down. And I'm like, cool.
I have 7 files in the folder. So
Steelers and Niners.
Wait a second. Now I'm upset.
See,
take a look at the
I say something
take
nice
a look at
about
the folder.
Say something nice about the mod team's 9-6-23 performance. We had Devil Dog helping to clear out the one biddy problem. That's I'm giving Devil Dog some props.
I thought we were only covering 7 tonight, but you know, ban Chris
I think we should ban Chris.
or ban Scotty for only putting
No.
7 in the thing.
No.
I only
Nope.
have 7.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
Slack it to me. Slack it to me.
You want me to slack the image? Because it's ready. But I'm going into this previews. How is there only 7 in there?
See, there we go.
And Scotty.
That don't make no sense. It literally, when I downloaded it, it said 8. I always look and it's like 8 because I want it to match. I'm like, they're like 8 files are about to be downloaded into this with this folder. I'm like, perfect. That's what it's supposed to
Hey,
be.
Scotty, you actually trust technology? That's like trusting me.
I mean,
Question.
I have the graphic right here. It's right here in Canva. I see it. It's purdy.
Come on, man.
Come
It's
on.
very purdy.
Throw it in. Throw it
Ian
in.
Pickett.
And Kenny Pickett.
Send
as
it
well.
to me and we'll add it in. Bubble. Will Travis play tomorrow? I doubt it. It's questionable right now as a designation, Bubble, but
I
it's
would
doubtful
lean-
that he
I
probably
would say
will
it's
play.
like 70-30 now.
Yeah, it's
All right.
probably
And
not.
the question, follow-up question: should he?
No.
I don't think there's a huge issue of like further injury. There's no structural damage. So I just don't know if he's healthy enough to be effective. That's the more question. I don't think there's re-injury issues. It's like, are you healthy enough to move around the
But if
field?
you're a
and be
good enough team, why would you risk playing him and getting him in a worse situation? Just sit him, and whatever happens, and then at least you have him healthy going into the rest of the season. So, for me, if it was my decision, as if I was a Chiefs fan, I'd be like, sit him. Who cares? We're gonna win a lot of games this year anyway. Get it?
We have to go undefeated, Chris.
Yeah, well, if you want to have that expectation,
no, you
play him
don't.
tomorrow, and then you have him injured even further.
I should have done this last time, but I got to do a code yellow real quick.
All right.
Scream
Code yellow. I don't know if he sent me the file or not.
I didn't send it yet.
Okay.
Do you want me to send it? I'll send it first.
It's up to you.
Okay.
I don't want to. I don't want you to burn.
It's a lot of steps, and no,
Yeah.
not gonna make it.
Okay, so
That game's gonna
The
be a
Steelers-
banger. That's right. What's up, Holy?
Steelers and Niners. I think last I checked, the line was 2.5. The Niners as the favorite.
Yeah.
Under somewhere in the mid-40s.
Let me pull it up here on my end, and we can talk through it a little bit. So currently, right now, the Steelers are plus 2.5.
Mm-hmm.
Plus 2.5 at what are they? They're at home. So Nick Bosa, by the way, just heads up, just signed a massive deal, making him the highest paid defensive player of all time. Brock Purdy is kind of the issue that we're trying to figure out, right? So the defense of the Pittsburgh Steelers is, for me, a team that I think is going to be pretty good. Whenever TJ Watt's healthy, you got to feel good about your defense, right?
Exactly.
So I feel like there's a pretty good chance that he's going to have, a decent impact when it comes to everything. But if you've been following Scotty and myself for a while, you know that we are super high on Brock Purdy. So that being said, the 49ers on the road currently, I think it's at, what is it at now? Did I minus 2.5.
2.5.
I think it's still 2.5. Yeah.
So minus 2.5. It's going to be, it was too close for me to pick this game because I can see this going either way. I know San Francisco on paper is a better team, but I don't believe in Brock Purdy quite as much as I want to at this juncture of the season, given the first game of the season. But I think that there's some issues on San Francisco side with Mike McGlinchey's departure, who came to Denver. That's going to be a little bit light on the offensive line.
Imagine thinking losing Mike McGlinchey is a big issue.
I mean, given the fact that they're going to be going against the decent Pittsburgh Steelers defense,
That was more a reference to Mike McGlinchey being good. He's fine. He's not like
he's good.
Not special.
He's good.
Who do they have at right tackle again?
Fine. I don't even know if it matters.
Yeah, you're right. It doesn't matter. He's gonna get cooked either way.
You overrate TJ Watt a lot.
Overrated.
Maybe I just watch him against the Chiefs and he never does anything. So maybe that's me just.
Scotty, what do you got on this? What do you got on the Steelers?
I do have this as a best bet of the week, but it's in a teaser. I think I teased this up. I teased it up to 8.5 with the Steelers, along with, I believe I have Washington -1 at home against the Arizona Cardinals, because I don't know that Arizona should win a game all year. So I actually love this bet, Chris. I think the Steelers keep it close. This game, a lot of people are high on the Steelers, but Vegas really isn't. Vegas has them with the lowest win total still in the AFC North, by a full game. So I don't know, and maybe they're wrong, and everyone's hyping up the Steelers offense that wasn't good last year, but all of a sudden they're going to be good with the second year Kenny Pickett. Like, Rec, you got to agree with me. Should Jalen Warren get like half the work at running back? Or do you like Najee Harris?
Yeah, I could see. No, well, I hate the Najee Harris pick from the get-go, but I'd say like 50-50 would probably be good. I think it's going to
end
up
the reality.
70-30.
Yeah, Najee's going to still get the carries.
It's kind of like a sudden cost fallacy. You spend your first-round pick on a dude, you kind of have to use him. Unless you're San Francisco.
Yeah,
you can trade for the fourth.
I think San Francisco, in general, Shanahan's going to have a game plan to try and get the ball out quickly with Purdy, get him to the weapons of Debo. I mean, San Francisco's roster is loaded outside the quarterback position, right? Like on both sides. Yeah. And offense, you have maybe the best left tackle in Trent Williams. You have Debo and Brandon Ayuk and George Kittle and obviously Christian McCaffrey in the backfield. Like there's so many pieces there. Defense now. Well, I assume Nick Bosa will probably play now, honestly, this week.
I'm just really hoping that he's ready.
Greg. I think he's probably going to play.
Yeah, I'm just hoping he won't be ready at least.
So you think he won't produce at his usual level?
Yeah, I don't know. I'm just hoping for that.
Sure.
I'm hoping.
Sure. And they got pieces at all the levels. Obviously their defense was the number one defense in the league last year. So Pittsburgh's got their work cut out, but Pittsburgh plays close games. That's kind of what they do. So that's why I like him in a teaser at home week 1 to keep it at least under 8.5, you know?
Yeah. And of course, you were talking about earlier about how the offense for the Raiders actually looked good in preseason. Kenny Pickett was dominating in preseason. Like he was dropping dimes left and right.
Yeah.
Again, like he's not the most talented, and again, I'm still not gonna. Like I said, I'm still for now keeping him as a top 20 until we see what happens. But I do think he progresses a lot this year. Because we gotta. Oh
That's all
boy.
you're getting from me.
You get.
But,
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
Chris,
I think that's
Chris,
where I think. Oh, have fun, Chris.
Hold on, wait. Give me a second. I need to like absorb it for a second. Give me 1 minute
I
here.
feel like there's only one way to say that name, honestly.
Yeah.
Kazuchika Okada.
I would have been more aggressive. I would have been like Kazuchika Okada.
Kazuchika?
Kazuchika.
Hey, hell. Let's go. Welcome in. Thank you for the raid, Helv. Hope you had a great stream. Helv is a great friend and a absolutely one of our original lab rats. So thank you for the raid. Hope you had a great stream. My name is Chris. This is Scott. We are your hosts for the Action Lab. Close. Kazuchika.
Then don't put the I in there. You know, why is the I in that first name? What are we doing? Just if you're not going to pronounce a letter, just leave it out. Just leave it out of the name.
Yeah. And with the Steelers, I mean, they did get bad blocking. They got Isaac Seumalo, who was one of the best guards last year, and you got Darnell Washington, who can block.
Like I said, you're getting excited about a blocking tight end. Okay.
You're saying like it is a big improvement at blocking.
All right. We'll see. We will see. Obviously, the 49ers have a formidable D.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Don't worry. I'm still scared.
I honestly think this is one of the better matchups of week 1 on paper. Like it'll be interesting to see what the Steelers have to offer and what the 49ers and Purdy have game plan. So I'll be excited to watch that one too.